Hello, my name's Julie. I'm from the Spellbound Bead Company, and today I'm going to show you how to make the lovely festival necklace. If you go to our website, spellboundbead.co.uk, you'll be able to download free instructions. This is one of Lisa's wonderful designs. It couldn't be brighter and it's really cheerful. Now she's made a bracelet to match, but it's the same principle to make the flowers on both. I, however, am going to make it in a slightly different colour. I've gone for pink and lemon with a purple cord. The materials you need to make one of these lovely flower motifs is 8 twin beads. These are the double hole beads that are made by Preciosa. They're a nice plump shape, so when we thread them together they fan out to make the centre of the flower. The petals of the flower are Preciosa pip beads. They're a little squashed petal shape and the hole goes sideways at the narrow end. We're going to make it onto a double thread, so I prepared my needle with about 70 centimetres of double thread, and I'm going to tie a keeper bead, which is a spare bead, just a short distance in from the end. About 15 centimetres is ideal. And that's a single knot around a spare bead. Later on, when I've finished my shape, I'll be able to just slide the bead off. So pop it back on and we can start the flower. So one single knot, there's my keeper. Now the flower is made from 8 twin beads. As you can see, they've got 2 holes. I'm just going to go through 8 of them, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8 beads on the needle. Bring them down to the keeper bead, and I'm going to pass through the first bead again, through the same hole on the twin bead. That's really important, and I'm pointing through bead number 1 towards bead number 2. And that makes a circle. Now the circle at the moment is a little bit wobbly, it's a little bit soft, so I'm going to go through all the same holes again. It's really important you don't catch one of the other holes, because if you do that the shape will distort. Now when I go past the keeper bead, I need to be very careful not to catch the needle through that knot. And I'm all the way around. Now the petal beads, the little pips, go into the gaps and they link onto this through the other set of holes in the twin beads. So I need to move my needle from the inner edge to the outer edge. This is the twin bead I've just come out of. You can see the thread coming out there. I'm going to go into the top hole or the outer hole of that twin bead, and it'll make a strap of thread down the side of the twin bead. It's really important you don't make a mistake and go through the top hole of this bead, because you'll pull those 2 twin beads together and there won't be room for the petal. So it's the same bead in the opposite direction through the outer hole. Now we're in the right position, I can start adding my pip beads that form the petals. So there we go, and you can see how nicely it fits in to the gap. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now we're using a double thread, so be careful that it doesn't catch around the previous petal, because if you've got a loop of thread it will show. That's 6 on number 7 and number 8. And that brings me all the way around into a circle. Now this is quite soft, and the ones I made previously are quite firm. That's because I've taken the needle around that outer edge a second time. I'm just going to run the needle through, Make sure you don't miss any beads, because if you do, when you pull the thread through, you'll distort the shape. Oops. You can see I've got a loop of thread caught around that petal, so I just need to pull it back. I'm nearly all the way around, and then we'll need to finish off the ends to make sure everything's really firm. Just a few more to go. Bit of a wiggle. Right, I'm nearly at the keeper bead. Can you see the thread comes out of the bottom hole of this twin bead, and I'm just before the same twin bead with my needle thread. So I'm going to swap to the inner edge, so I come out alongside the keeper bead, and off comes the keeper bead. Now, to finish off the threads, or to make the thread secure, I'm going to tie the keeper bead threads to the needle thread. And it's a double knot, and I'm making sure that when I pull the knot down, it goes into the right space. That keeps everything neat. Now, I can't just snip the ends off, because the knots will come undone. So I need to pass the needle thread in one direction and the keeper bead threads in the other direction. Okay, I've passed the needle thread in that direction around the circle and snipped off, and now I'm just going to do the same to the two keeper threads. You can see I've attached the needle, and I'm just going to go through a couple of beads. There we go, and now I can snip. And you repeat that until you've got enough flowers for your design. And the necklace design takes 5 flowers. I've chosen a lilac thread. It's a 1mm cotton cord, just the same as Lisa's original. And I'm going to snip it in two, so I've got 2 pieces the same length. I now need to find the middle of the 2 pieces when they're held together, which is here, and I'm going to make a knot slightly to one side because my flower is actually going to be in the centre here. So it's just a simple knot like that, so both of the cords are joined together. Now this is the longer side. I'm going to pick up my centre front flower, and I'm going to go through the back with one thong and through the front with the other. And so that it goes between these 2 petals and the 2 opposite petals. And then we make a knot again. Now, to make a knot in the right place, you need to make the crossover of the knot exactly where you want the new knot to be. Pull the thread through and just control it as you bring it down. And I'm just pushing with my finger and thumb like that as I pull the thread through, and that stops the knot moving further out. Now we're going to do the same again with flower 2, so 1 in the front, 1 in the back. Move it up close. You can see. Now remember how to make the knot. You make the loop where you want the new knot to be with the crossover in the right position. Pass the ends of the thread through and push a knot with your finger and thumb, that action, as you pull through the hand. Because we're doing it with a double thread, you need to make sure that both tighten at the same time. As you can see, it's quite quick to assemble once you've done your stitching. I think these are lovely little motifs. They'd make earrings or a pendant. I can see them even in Christmas colours, making Christmas decorations, and you know at Spellbound we do like a Christmas decoration. So there's one side. Now I've just got to move out to the other side, and because I'm right-handed, flip it round, makes it easier to do. So in the front and in the back, pull down. Now twin beads come in hundreds of colours, and pip beads come in almost as many colours, so you can make so many different varieties. I think these would be super presents to give away at the end of parties to little girls, especially if they're old enough little girls that they've sat down and made them at the party. Last one, make the knot again. Make the crossover exactly where you want the knot to be. Pass the ends through. And then I'm pushing with my finger and thumb to get the knot in the right position. And there we have 5 daisies in a row, ready to add the clasp. And at the moment my thread is over long. I know approximately how long I'd like it to be. I'm going to find the centre back and snip. Now to attach the clasp I need a little box lace end. A box lace end has 2 sides that fold down just like the top of a box, and as they do so they trap the thong inside this little sleeve. Now I find with box lace ends it's much easier to start off the first fold before you put the thong in, because otherwise you're struggling to hold thong and fold at the same time. So I've just started to fold the first side over. I'm going to put my thong ends in and just hold them with my thumbnail. You can see just a tiny bit there and it's trapped. And then I fold with my flat pliers that side of the box over, flip it round, and the other side of the box. Look how neat that is. Let's try the other end. Again, I'm going to pre-prepare the box just by starting the fold. Get my 2 lace ends. Now I'm right-handed, so I'm holding with my left hand and my left thumbnail those 2 thong ends, and it's only the tiniest amount just so they don't fall out. Squash along, flip it round, and there we go. I've got 2 ends that match. Now we just need to add our clasp with jump rings. If you need a refresher as to how to open a jump ring, there's the ring, there's the gap in the ring at the top, and use 2 pliers at right angles to one another. Twist and the jump ring opens. And that's attached. And at this end we can just use the larger jump ring. And that's it complete. one festival necklace in pink and lemon, and here's Lisa's original in wonderful white and bright yellow.